Okay, so to describe this project, what I was just showed you the end game that we're looking for, where you've got a positive and a negative, right? So this is the same as that. It's just I've got two separate ones here. This one broke, so I've made a second one. But you see, you've got a positive and a negative, or vice versa, and then you're printing them out. So the way that you get this is derived from your paper pattern that you guys have been working on, and you will draw it. You'll draw it to scale. You're going to come up with some different versions. You've already done that. And then when you get to this stage, you're ready to print. You're going to be using a 3 by 3 inch block. You'll see it's, these are half-inch squares here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to draw the pattern on the outside, and then you can either carve away what you've just drawn, or you can carve away what is not drawn on. It doesn't matter, you're going to end up doing both anyway, but whichever you think will make it most successful the first time, I think that's what you should do. So to get started, to get these two things, you'll need what's called a gouge, okay? It's called a gouge because it's literally just, it's removing material from the surface here, but it also has to do with the way that you hold the device. So you don't hold it like a hammer, and don't hold it like a pencil. You hold it like a gouge. So you put this round bulb part in your hand like that, and then you put those hands there, and then you use your elbow and your shoulder to move the piece. You don't move your fingers, because this device is actually designed for materials other than this really soft linoleum, which we'll be using, but this is really easy to carve. So one thing is, if it's difficult to carve, it's possible that the blade is not sharp. Another more likely thing is that it's actually, you're just doing it incorrectly. You're digging too deep, or you're using your fingers and not your elbow and your shoulder. Your shoulder and your elbows are just way stronger than your fingers. Now to the blade. So this is a pretty large blade. This has a number 5 on it. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but it's got a number 5 on it. This is the biggest blade available. So if you want to remove less material, like you're just making the lines, like here, this number 5 blade will be too big. What you can do is loosen this. You don't have to take it all the way off, but you just rotate it a couple times, loose enough to get the blade out. And then you're going to look in the base of your tool. You're going to pull these out, and you'll notice there are several different blades. I like to use the 3. That's my favorite blade. It's just got a good range. It can make relatively large marks and remove a fair amount of material. It can also make really regular stripes, which I tend to like. Patterns on top of patterns. So you just twist this until it's tight, and you can kind of pull on that and it doesn't come out. That's how a gouge works. This one's just marked because I'm borrowing it from a colleague. But that's how a gouge works. And then what you'll do is, you'll have your design, you'll have it drawn on here, and you will carefully start to remove material. And notice I'm just kind of pushing this along the surface, and that line is actually a relatively similar shape the whole time. Like it's a pretty similar piece of material that's removed. And what it's going to do is just create a very regular line. But notice how I'm holding it. I'm just pushing it lightly across the surface, and I'm going to carve up my design. So what I may do in a time-lapse video right after this is just show you how I carved this design after having drawn it.